From August 1977 to September 1978, very bizarre events took place that would shock the paranormal world and change your whole family lives forever. The Enfield haunting. It all began when Peggy Hodgson, who was now a single parent to 4 children, took her children to bed. As Peggy was relaxing downstairs, she began to hear 11-year-old daughter Janet screaming. Janet, who was now very distraught, started to explain to her mum that she saw her brother's bed moving on its own. It was wobbling all over the place, Janet said. Peggy told her daughter to stop messing about. However, this was just the beginning of their nightmares. Things were about to get very bizarre. On the very next day, Peggy heard loud crashing noises coming from upstairs in the bedroom. So Peggy stormed upstairs to tell her children to calm down. But as she entered the bedroom, what she saw next was very disturbing. The chest of drawers started to move on its own, and as Peggy tried to push the drawers back, the chest of drawers started to violently move towards the door by an invisible, unseen force. It was as if some kind of powerful force was trying to keep the whole family in the same one room. The poltergeist activity started to increase as furniture in the room were now being violently thrown across the room by this invisible force. Scared and confused, the family rushed to the next door neighbours begging for help. Vic, who was a builder, and his wife Peggy Nottingham went to investigate. They instantly began to hear strange sounds and they told Peggy Hodgson to phone up the police immediately. "I've never seen such a big man get so scared," said Peggy. WPC Carolyn Heaps turned up at the Hodgson family house, and as she sat down on the chair to interview Peggy, she realised this was no ordinary house. A large armchair moved 4 foot across the floor on its own. Horrified and confused, Carolyn checked the armchair for hidden wires, but she couldn't find no explanation for what she had just seen. Eventually, Carolyn left the house mystified, but told Peggy that this was not a police matter as no crime had taken place. Days went by, with every day the poltergeist activity was getting even stronger. With nowhere else to go, Peggy contacted the psychical research who sent Morris Gross and Guy Leon Playfair, who were both poltergeist experts. When the poltergeist experts turned up, nothing happened. For a while everything seemed quite normal, and then it all began in front of their eyes. Lego pieces were flown across the room by an unseen force, and when Gross went to pick up the Lego pieces, he was shocked to find that the Lego pieces were hot. Things were only going to get more bizarre, with sofas levitating, furniture being thrown across the room, and family members being hurled out of their beds. A few days later, Morris and the visiting neighbour began to hear one of the children screaming. "Get off me, I can't move, it's holding my leg." Morris, the neighbour, rushed to the aid of the child and had to rescue the child from this powerful unseen force that tightly held the child by its leg. In the house, the knocking on the walls continued to haunt the family. It was one of the most chilling aspects of the haunting, as the knocking would run down the wall, fading in and out, as it seemed to play mind games with the family, who were now so scared that they all slept in the same room. Most of the poltergeist activity centred around the 11-year-old child Janet, who was now frequently going into violent trances that were awful to watch. Family members also reported to have seen her levitate, floating across the room. Janet later explains that she felt used by a force that nobody understands, and that the poltergeist was truly evil. The creepy events took another twist as Janet began to talk in a very deep demonic voice. She was now possessed by what she believes was a man that died in the house named Bill Wilkins. Here's a recording of the event that took place where you can hear her eerie, demonic voice. Now remember, this is the original footage that was taken at the Enfield haunting.
"Let me hear you say my name. Come on, let me hear you say my name." That's not my name. Come on, my name's Morris. Let me hear you say it. Morris. Come on, say it for me, Dr. Bellow. Dr. Bellow. Right, that's good. Come on. Shut up, your door. I'm 72 years old.
I come from Jewett graveyard, and I have right near the church where Rena lives. And all my friends come from there as well. And we all make a game and go to the pub. And then we thought we'd pick your house, because I used to live here. And I will tell you some more. And if you don't get anyone else, just set Mr. Hook and Mr. Playback.
When hearing this, one of the neighbours confirmed that a man named Bill, who was a previous occupant of the house, died in a chair in the living room downstairs after going blind. The poltergeist only lasted for just over a year. In October 1978, a Dutch medium who specialised in clearing the negative entities was invited to come to the house. He went upstairs to the bedroom where Janet was still possessed, and in 20 minutes he came downstairs and said to Peggy, "That is it, it's gone now." The poltergeist was now gone and everything went back as normal as life can be for the Hodgson family. For just over a year, the family was so traumatised by the poltergeist activity that has now become one of the most known paranormal cases in England, the Enfield haunting. Do you believe the haunting of Enfield was true, or was it all a hoax? If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe. Thank you.